Hey kids, how you doing? Mr. Chris here. I just wanted to show you guys a little project that I'm working on with some other artists. This is at your school. And guess what? When you guys return, you'll be able to check this out. And you will also be able to see some new stuff that we're going to paint on your playground. But let's get started. Hope you guys had a wonderful holiday. Happy New Year's. And this is what we're going to do today. You guys all have a bag that looks just like this. I'd like you to take it and open it. Be careful. There's some staples in here. Don't poke yourself. You're going to have a cool little canvas. You're going to have a napkin. I wonder what this empty cup's for. Oh yeah. You're going to get a little bit of water. My water's kind of dirty, but that's okay. Make sure that your cup, your water, is only half full. It's very, very important that you only do it halfway. You're going to have some paints that look like this. And maybe 2 paintbrushes. Oh, and my favorite, a sucker. Now, you don't want to spill your water, so I usually keep it right here next to my painting, as you can see. Then I'm going to take my paints and I'm going to open them. Now I want you guys to be careful. And let's not try to spill. Now if you notice, I'm painting in the back of my trailer. And my trailer can get paint everywhere. So it doesn't bother me that I get paint all over my trailer. But if you guys are painting on your desk at home, or on your mom's coffee table, or the dining room table, you're going to want to make sure that you maybe put down a newspaper or something like that, so you guys don't spill on your mama's nice table. Okay, let's go ahead and get started. The first thing I would like you guys to do today is pick your favorite color. Whatever that is. I'm going to slide my colors a little closer so you guys can see them. And you're going to notice that you have 2 brushes, 2 kinds. One might be skinny, one might be kind of flat and wide. Some of you might have a pointy one. They're all different kinds. And all of them will work for what we're going to do today. So, now that you guys have your favorite color picked, my favorite color is blue. So I'm going to take a little bit of blue and I want to paint my background blue because it's my favorite. So, you guys just go ahead, dip your brush. Try not to get too much on your brush, because when you do, it gets kind of sloppy. Unless you want to paint kind of sloppy. And remember, there's no rules when it comes to art. People like different things, but there is no rules to art. So, I'm going to fill in this area here, like so, like the blue. And I'm going to put the blue on this side. I like to work kind of fast. I'm not worried about being perfect. So I'm painting fast. I don't expect you guys to be able to paint this fast. So what you could do after the video's over, you guys can play it again, or you should already know what to do, and you'll be able to paint the rest of your painting. Now this is all acrylic paint, so when it dries, you could paint right on top of it again. Now as you can see, on the edge right here, it's really close. So you can hold your canvas on the side to paint if you want to. Sometimes it's easy to spin your canvas around. Okay, so I picked a blue background. I don't know what color you guys picked, but it's okay. You can pick any color. You could really spread that paint all around. Now, one of my favorite things to do, and I want you guys to try it, yep, just like that. Get the paint on there. I'm almost there. Now these caricatures, they're from a game, or if you watch them on YouTube, or probably seen t-shirts, and they're very simple characters to draw. And you can make them look any different way you want. So they have a regular character. It's just a guy in a little spacesuit. Pretty cool, very simple. It's basically a rectangle with a circle and a rectangle. This one has what on top? A triangle. When you're drawing and you get better and better over time, all you see is shapes. Like this one is a circle with ovals going all the way around, which make a big circle that looks like that's right, a flower. So one of my favorite colors and things to do with blue is, you're going to notice I didn't clean my brush, and I dipped a little bit of purple on there. I'm going to mix those colors right on my canvas. So you see how the purple goes on there? It kind of changes it a little bit. Then I'm going to go red on this side. I'm going to put a little red over here. Now let's say you want to paint your background green. Well, if you want to mix a color with green, the green, I'm going to suggest to use yellow or blue. If you chose a red for your background, you could mix it with an orange or a yellow. So go ahead, keep going on with your backgrounds. I'm going to keep using the purple. Kind of mix it in there, leave some of it on there. This style of painting, kind of free. It doesn't have to look perfect. You kind of want some of the colors in there to show. I'm going to get some reds for this one over here on this side. When you mix them together, they kind of get dark purple, light purple. Put some of the reds right here. Okay. I'll make purple on this side too. And where you spread the purple or your other colors real thin. All right. Now this paint's really thick. And I'd like you guys to every once in a while you stick your brush in here, you twist it, you take your paper towel and you wipe your brush off. Very important to wipe your brush off. Oh, forgot to turn my ringer off. Sorry, kids. Okay. Now, I'm going to take my orange and I'm going to paint this guy at the top. And the reason why I'm going to start at the top is so I don't get paint all over my hands. Now these little things right here, what do you guys think they are? Like a name badge, a computer chip? I don't know. Now see that little mark that came out? That's what happens when you mix orange and blue. Orange and blue are opposite colors on a color wheel. So let's say that we have a color wheel. You'll start with red, and then what's the next color? Because red's your primary. Then you have orange, then yellow, then you'll have a green, then a blue, and a purple. And if I put those in a wheel, right? That's my color wheel. What's on the opposite side of orange? Blue. What's on the opposite side of red? Green. If you mix purple and yellow, what do you think happens? You'll get brown. If you mix red and green, you'll get brown. Or orange and blue, you'll get brown. Different types of brown, but you'll get them. So if you see a little bit of brown happening, it's okay. So this little caricature has a beanie on. I'm going to make his beanie orange at first. Really thin orange, like his suit. But you know how we mix the colors here? Let's take a tiny little dip and mix them in here. Now I'll have a red beanie, reddish orange beanie. Maybe a little red on his backpack. Now if you have too much paint, take your brush and wipe it off. Take your brush and wipe it off. See how much paint I have on here? You can wipe it right off. Now, I'm going to paint his face mask purple. Like it's reflecting from the purple sky. And I'm going to take my brush and wipe it off. But you're going to notice I left a little bit of paint on there. I'm going to try a different color. And I kind of put it on half of it. Gives it a round look. I actually like that so much. I'm going to do a guy right here with this. With the same purple. Wipe it off. Oh, you don't want too much paint. Makes a messy job. I'm going to do the same thing. And the more I blend it, the smoother and lighter it gets. Okay. Now, what color should I do the next one? Well, we know that orange and blue are opposite, so they stand out really good right there. My next favorite color, I think I'm going to do red. So we're going to do red. You're going to notice the red paint's really good. You could paint all the way down as if you're standing. So for the next 15 minutes, I want you guys just to have fun painting. Enjoy yourselves. I'm going to add a little yellow to this one. Oh, I don't like that. I'm going to take some of my paper. And you wad it up in a little ball. And you could wipe. And now I'm going to put yellow on this hat. A lot of yellow. Oh, maybe not a lot of yellow, but... And what happens when you mix red and yellow? Red and yellow make orange. And look what happened. It turned orange. Make another little ball. And you know why it turned orange? I forgot to wipe the red out of my brush. So I go over to my water, clean my brush. And mine looks a little sloppy, but I like it that way. Oh man, I forgot to paint his backpack. So I'm going to give him a just full-blown yellow backpack. Yellow, yellow, yellow. And I'm going to do a little yellow mark in the flower. And I'm going to do a yellow mark for this badge. That badge. Sometimes artists move back and forth. Some don't. Some stay in one spot. Some jump all over the place. Remember, guys, I'm really fast at what I'm doing. And at this point, I already showed you how to mix some paint. I'm going to do a green guy now. A little green girl. I'll paint some green on here. Now, some of you might be on your first character still, and that's okay. I don't expect you guys to keep up with me. Take your time, make your character look good. And if you don't like it later, this paint will dry. And you can paint on top of it. And I'm going to show you that we could do that in a second. Because look, this paint right here where I wiped it really thin, it's drying. And I'm outside in the cold. So I think we'll be all right. I think you guys should be okay in your houses too. It's a little warmer in the house. Okay. Now, I almost took a drink of my cup. So if you guys have a cup of water, make sure you put it on the other side. So you don't actually take a drink of your paint water. That could be pretty gross. Okay. My flowers. my flower needs purple petals. Because purple and yellow are opposites, right? All right. Now I'm going to go back to my yellow. I think a yellow badge here will look cool too. Now, we have a blue background, we have green, we have red, orange, yellow, and some purple. What color should you think do you think we should paint here? I think I'm going to do a yellow guy. No. Sometimes the hardest thing about art is deciding what you want to do. It's a struggle. We all think about it as artists. What to do next? And I want you guys to know that every single one of us is an artist. And we all do things in different ways. Some people draw realistic. Some people like to just draw shapes. Other people don't like to draw or paint at all, but they like to sculpt. Make big sculptures out of wire or clay. Other artists, they use metal or wood. In my career, I've done a lot of work with wood and stone. I've cut a lot of stones and shaped them and got different colors and put them together all kinds of different ways, and that's how I expressed myself. I've always painted, but I never started painting until I started doing it here at the schools for you guys. And I enjoy it. There's a lot of fun in it. And you can get paid good money as a job when you're older. Who would like to make good money when you're working as an artist? Do you know I have fun every single day that I paint? Even on the tough days, the days that are hard, and you're like, why am I out here painting in the hot, hot sun or the cold, cold wind? And you kind of forget about all of that. You forget that it's cold. You forget that it's hot. And you get in the zone. You start thinking about what I'm going to do next. And then next thing you know, you're just pushing paint and smashing it everywhere and drawing and creating eyeballs and mountains and today Among Us characters. So I made these guys with a stencil. And then I sprayed them all there so you guys all had an opportunity to paint them. And I'm hoping when you're all done, you guys send Miss Thompson, your teacher, Mrs. Thompson, your teacher, a photo of what you guys did. It will mean a lot to me if I could see the picture that you guys created. So I took a little bit of blue this time, and I think I want to mix it with the green in this guy's outfit. A little Among Us. And it kind of creates a blue-green. I think that's what I want to do. There we go. And then now this one, I think I'll do this guy yellow. Now, this caricature looks like he has a sailor hat on. So I'm done with this color. Okay. I think I'll give him a red hat since the other guy has a yellow hat. Make that a little red. Go back and do a little red on that one. Take your brush. See how much paint on there? Bad, Mr. Chris. I have blue, red, and orange, and yellow. Oh my. There you go. Get it nice and clean. I think mine's kind of permanently turned blue. I think I left the blue on there too long. So what do you guys think so far? How does yours look? I bet you they're pretty cool. I don't know if you guys were able to paint all 4 of them yet. But if you got one of them, good job. If you got 2 of them, you guys might be working your way up to being a speed artist like Mr. Carlos or me. 3 of them? Ooh, stepping up. But all 4, you guys are fast. I like to paint fast when I can. But if I'm trying to do detail stuff, I can't paint very fast. So I'm going to do these lenses purple too. Tiny bit of blue. Just a tiny bit. And I'm going to do the blue on the opposite side now. Alright, you just kind of go on one side of the circle. And it looks like there's a reflection. These guys are looking that way, and this reflection's backwards, but it's okay. There's no rules in art. I'm going to take a little bit of that blue. And I think that little piece right here is the headband. But I think I put too much paint. So what do we do when we put too much paint? You make a ball and you can dab it and it'll soak it up. Don't wipe it. Just dab it. Don't wipe paint on the table. Okay. So now that we have some red, I think I'm going to paint this little guy right here. Give them little shadows. Now, do you guys want to learn how to do a shadow? Here we go. Let's stop what you guys are doing for a second, wherever you're at. Take a brush, dip it, twist it, tap it, clean it. Okay. So let's do a shadow. Let's do a shadow on this orange guy. The best way we could probably do a shadow, since we're doing it on orange, and we're doing take orange and a little bit of red. And see where his backpack is and his back. And you guys just go real soft on the back side of it. Put a shadow underneath his. Too much paint on there. So where the yellow is, I'm going to use orange for the shadow. On this yellow, same thing. Now I'm drawing all kinds of different shadows, and that's okay. So if we had a green character, what color do you think the shadow would be? Kind of a dark blue? Yep. And it looks like I took out part of his backpack right here, so we'll just kind of make him blue. A little blue on her hair right here, up here like that. Blue under here. Now this is where you guys just have fun. Fill it in, add some extra colors. We don't have the right space to do any type of flicking art where you flick it and spray it everywhere. I don't want you guys to do that. I'd like you to save your paint that you didn't use today. I'd like you guys to let this dry. Then you guys can paint on top of these. So, what's the opposite color? Let's get these all where they were. Of blue. Orange. Right? So the opposite color of orange is blue. So we're going to use blue to outline. So remember how I showed you had two brushes? A big old one and a skinnier one. So this is a good opportunity to use the skinny one. And you can draw the outline with the skinny one. You can now you guys are going to notice my lines come out really straight. I'm going to show you how I cheat. See my pinky? I set it on the canvas on a spot that's dry. I put it there and it holds my finger steady. So take your time. And we can do our outline. Here's his beanie. All right. And then I'm going to do blue for this guy too. Or should I do the opposite? What do you think the opposite of these are going to be? Kind of greens and blues. So what if we kind of... See how that green really stands out? I'll tell you why I don't use black and white. If I did black and white, these would look very flat and boring. So when you paint using opposite colors, it really makes them contrast and stand out with one another. It makes them compete, like with your brother, your sister, your friend, and you guys try to get to the top of the mountain. These colors are trying to compete for your attention. So when you put blue and orange together, it's like boom. And if you put yellow and purple together, or if you put red and green together. So I'm going to use red to do this one. Remember, if you put your finger on the canvas, it can help hold you steady. But see what I did? I put my finger on the canvas and I smeared it. So, like I told you, if you guys just got one of these characters done today, you can go back and watch this video later on YouTube. But make sure you have your parents' permission. I don't want to have a phone call saying that Mr. Chris said go on YouTube and paint all over my mama's coffee table without paper. But I know you guys won't do that. I'm sure you're all great kids and you guys will all ask. All right. And I think I'm going to do red on this guy too, because it just kind of looks cool. And you're going to notice my lines aren't perfect. There's lots of artists that have this style. I'm going to show you in a second the brush strokes. So that's it, kids. That's all I have. It's too wet to do any more, but what I'd like to do is let it dry, and then I'm going to take a before and after picture, and I'm going to send it to Miss Thompson so she can show you. And I would like you guys, after you're done letting yours dry once or twice, to have your parents take a picture and have them send it to all of us to check out. So, this is Mr. Chris. Thank you for being my students today. I tried to make sure that I at least did it at your guys' school where we all miss you so much. And when you guys are done with your canvas and your Among Us characters and you want to change them, let's see if you guys can paint a lizard. I like painting lizards. Or this artist is painting a sunset with clouds. She's going to put or perhaps some planets. Or a mystical Indian music lady. Or a space reading astronaut. Or we have the 4 doors of pear blossom. 3 of them still need painted, so I'm just saying they're closed. But look at this, the pears, the blossoms. See the brush strokes? Up close, do those look like anything? But when they're far away and you hold it back, wow. You guys know the cheetahs. And this right here, Mrs. Thompson and Witteran's class painted in 2019. So kids, this is Mr. Chris. Thank you for joining my paint class today. And you guys have a wonderful time. Remember, art is power, and there's no rules to it. So you have fun, and I can't wait to see all your pieces.